Talk about the Saitama Wolfpack one more time. See the logo up here. It's been a while. We're going to talk about price action. We're going to talk about what's coming in the very near future, what the future looks like, and we're going to do a little comparison about what we should be looking at. Should we temper our expectations? Would I be backing off of my guess a little while ago? I said that Saitama is going to do 20 to 30x when we start getting into something of a bull run. I'm going to show you some data, by the way. It doesn't really back me up completely, but it does show you that I'm looking at the math and I'm trying to figure it out so that I can give you the best possible correlation here and give you an idea of where the token can go. I'm going to do a quick intro video, and when we get back, you're going to remember this is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
All right, guys, you can see here by the price action, Saitama is trading at 34.95 right now. The last time I did this with you guys was about a week ago. We were talking about the price action, and we were looking at this thing being outside of the little channel that we've kind of created here, and this is a bear flag channel. Now, there's been some updates in the crypto market first. Ethereum has been kind of running out of steam. We might see it pick up in the next couple of days. Also, the 28th, the GDP is coming out, and we might not see a dip as severe. There are starting to become a lot of people, speculators, who are saying that the bottom might already be in, or we might be just retesting that bottom. We might not be going too much further down. Now, you also have a bunch of maxis out there. Those maxis out there are going to tell you it's going to go down to 10,000 because it did it once before, or it did it twice before. Like, they're taking this as it's happened twice before, as if that's just normal. So it's not. There's more mass adoption. There's more big hodlers who hold more value. The store value is increased. All of the crypto market is just a little bit different and slightly more secure. So at this point, we've seen a 75% dip. There's no reason to expect that we're going to have an 85% dip. That being the case, it is entirely possible that 17.5 was our local bottom. If you follow me for any length of time, then you will know that I'm guessing that we're going to drop maybe to about 16, because I'm hedging kind of in the middle and saying that I feel like, depending on these numbers. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that the Atlanta Fed says that we're going to get a GDP number of negative 1.6. However, Goldman is saying that we're probably going to get a plus 0.7, which means that we will not be in a recession. Guys, if we're not in a recession, this market is going to explode. Okay? Just remember that first. If we're not in a recession, then crypto go boom, boom. Okay? Now, that means that Saitama is going to make a lot of movements. Now, trading at 34.88 at this point, I want to put perspective on this, because we're not looking at a real numerical comparison right now. Ethereum is trading at 1,500 right now. On November 13, when Saitama was achieving its all-time high, that is right around the time that Ethereum was achieving its all-time high. Now, it's not the same days. The dates are off by just a little bit. But on November 13, Ethereum was trading for $4,600. So that's enough to say that it's 200% more than what it is today. Now, because this pairing is a 50-50 pairing, wrapped ETH and Saitama, then that would indicate that a 200% increase of one of them moves the price of the other one up by 100%. It just doesn't work backwards on Ethereum, because Ethereum is the quote unquote granddaddy. But your split coming your way on Saitama is going to be 50-50. So if Ethereum moves up to 4,600, then that doubles the value of your token. Now, that being the case, that means that this 156 million market cap becomes 312 million. That becoming 312 million means that Saitama is trading at 0.006978. So we would be trading right around 69.78. Now, that means that you're 20x off of the all-time high. That's still not good, but that, in fact, is a pretty good move from where we are right now. So the idea here is to gain back a $7.7 billion market cap, which was held onto for a very short period of time way back in the day. Now, for some comparison, I'm looking here at the early days of Shiba Inu. It had a big run on its first run. We're not talking about the second run. We're talking about the first run. The first run, it went up to, let's call it 4,000 over here. 4,000, and then it retraced all the way back down. And when it retraced all the way back down, over time, it was at 5,605.2. So it was down quite a bit as well. It was down 10x. Now, to remember, they didn't have the same situation occurring of the failed launch of an app or an app that just didn't work. It just wasn't. It wasn't working to the best of its ability. So take that into context, and also remember the stability of having billions of dollars of market cap, which SHIB had at that time. So it makes it a little bit easier. There's a lot more whales involved, a lot more investors involved. So the amount of down is not nearly as much. Now, so many people getting wrecked creates this sort of sentiment, and you pay the price. The price was paid. Everything was done. Let's move on from Shiba here. So we're not in that position where it holds up incredibly well for price point. However, again, doubling this price with a good run on Ethereum, going back to that area, gives you a $300 million market cap, makes it seem quite a bit less, because now we're talking about, instead of a 40x down, this is just a 10x down. And, that's what we're looking at. Okay. That's, and to remember, by the way, Ethereum was trading really high. We did not think we would see these kind of prices on Ethereum. So even during our dip last year, Ethereum was not down where it is right now. So a lot of things are different. Now, that being the case, let's look forward and let's look to the future. First up, Saitama Guru, Russ himself, says, it says, first of all, that he's requoting the Saitama official. It says, you can join us for an AMA next Friday, July 29th at 6 p.m. Via our YouTube channel. See you there, Saitama Wolfpack. And he says, see y'all next Friday. As I mentioned, we won't have an AMA prior to app launching. And then there's a wink, disclaimer, we won't be launching during the live stream. So that would indicate to you, or should indicate to you, that the app is about to launch. Saitapro is going to launch before next Friday, the 29th. So that looks like it's coming. Now, this means that, again, guys, this is where you temper your expectations, take a deep breath, and cross your fingers, because this has happened before. This is where we find out if they have learned from the past or they have not. Now, Saitama Guru mentioning this happening right now means that he feels like you're part of his community, where he's giving you a quote-unquote sneak peek into what's happening. But remember, this, again, is what we did before, and this did not end very well. Temper your expectations just a little bit, but at the same time, remember, behind the scenes, they are way more confident in Saitapro than they were in what was happening with Saitamask over time. And we saw the leaks that were coming out. We knew that there was a problem with it. We knew there were issues. So, those little things that were happening in the background were not happening anymore. And the toxic level of people that were in the Saitama Wolfpack, they're gone now. So things are a little bit different. Now, let's take it a step further. Manny just put out this morning, and it was another card that was mocked up. Now, for those of you named Faltron, or for those of you named anything that goes along with I hate Saitama, well, it's an ad. It's not real, and it really is not meant to be taken literal. Literal means it's not real. This is just a mock-up. And you might find all of these assets somewhere else. That doesn't mean that it's not an advertisement. Just in case anybody's wondering. So this is an indication that Saitama is going to partner in some way with Visa, and that there is going to be a Saitapay card. And we look over here and we see Saitapro. Now listen, Saitapro, just based on this, it's a very blurry image, but it looks pretty sharp. Now, here is Manny talking about the metaverse, which we're going to get to in just a second, but we see a little bit better of an indication here. It's the same image, but a little bit clearer, and we see like this is exactly what I think Saitama should have been at the beginning. So Saitapro looks like it's going to be a lot better of a project than what Saitama ended up being. A lot cleaner interface as you move around and you look. You can see the send, the buy, swap functions, all of the things that you want seem to be right here. Now, whether it's easy to use, how easy to use it is. Remember, Uniswap is the most basic of functions when it comes to trading. It's not complicated. If this thing is just as easy, then you know what? You just scored a big win. So, and you should be pleased with that. And that is going to generate some kind of pump. Now, moving on to this one, this is the important part that I really think that you guys are going to start. You should get excited about. Hey, Metaverse, let's talk about you. And it says something coming soon. Now, I don't know what that means. I'm not an insider. I don't have inside details. I don't follow these guys, but I do come in here every once in a while because I am curious. So I'm coming to check in and see what I'm seeing. And what I am seeing is that now there is some leaning into the metaverse. Well, remember, we still have Wolfcaster 97 out there. We still have Wolfcaster, a 3D sort of game that's been in development quietly for what would seem to be forever, a very long time. But really haven't seen anything indicative of in terms of art or anything to that effect. So maybe we're about to see something like that coming to a metaverse near you. So I think that if you are a Saitama investor, now is a moment in time where it's going to be okay for you to get just a little bit excited about what's going on. Moving on. All right, guys, you're here now. I hope you stayed with me. If you stayed with me, by the way, this is a long video. And if you stayed all this time, then we're getting to the outro area. I'm wrapping this up. If you did, though, you're helping the algorithm. And by helping the algorithm, you're going to help more people see the Saitama video. There's not a lot of people making Saitama videos anymore. So shout out to you guys that have been faithful, that have stuck with it for this long. Let me remind you again, I am not currently an investor, but I am interested and curious about what's going on. I am not prepared to enter any position until after the 28th when the GDP number comes out, and the 27th when we get the BPS from the Fed. Those are, that to me is kind of a no-brainer area. I would not want to invest. It seems irresponsible to invest until that point, because I do think that everything could potentially go on a massive dip and create a great buy opportunity. The only thing that I would be purchasing right now would be Bitcoin or Ethereum, as they are the biggest in the market. That being said, after the 28th, I would be looking to enter maybe a position. Hopefully the launch will be delayed that long and I won't get caught in kind of a run-up or anything like that. But the purpose behind it would be, again, I think I told you this before, would be to double it, hopefully, take profit off of it, and then let the rest ride and see what happens over the long run. So that being said, I'm pretty excited by the things that I see and by the excitement that I see that these guys are having, and it feels a little more genuine this time. It doesn't feel like it felt before. So I think Saitama might be onto a little something, and we might see it play itself out. And listen, the haters are always going to be there. They're always going to give you the exposure that you want, the exposure that you don't always like to have the fight. But guess what? It doesn't matter. Here's what matters. When people are talking about you, then you are relevant. And people are talking about you. Even I'm talking about you. And I said I wouldn't do it anymore. So this is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right. And Wolfpack, we'll see what happens in the next week. You guys might be on a run.
Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right.